guys, this is Susie. Welcome back to the garden, my beautiful ducklings. In today's episode, I want to talk about choices and consequences. And I want to talk about the negativity and why you guys are in love with it and what we need to do to change that. Because so many people are stuck trying to figure out if it's okay to vent, if they should, if they shouldn't, what they need to do, and what they need to say. But first, tell me why you love me, tell me why you're addicted to me, and tell me why what I'm sharing with you is drastically changing your life. Choices and consequences. It is a word phrase that was used in the TV show Walker, Texas Ranger. My kids grew up with that phrase. Choices and consequences. You make a choice, there's a consequence. So this morning I made a choice to actually just kind of hang out in bed and not really do anything. Got up, took a shower, haven't even had my first cup of coffee yet. The choice I made shows you that I chose to do a video. My hair is still wet, so it's not even scrunched out. I'm sitting here in my studio and I'm thinking about a post that I did that got deleted for it was a comment, not a post, that got deleted for absolutely no reason. Somebody made a comment on a specific person's post, and the post started out with, the reason we don't have our specific person is because we haven't sold ourselves on the fact that we have that person, and that we need to imagine a scene. Guess what? I've been coaching people for 6 years. I've been talking to people for a lot longer than 6 years. I had a guy that I spoke to the other day tell me that he was celebrating his 50th wedding anniversary today. And he was so happy. I asked him, well, what is your secret? He told me two things. One, never go to bed angry. And two, it's a happy marriage. I said, what do you mean it's a happy marriage? He said, you get up in the morning and you think, wow, I'm lucky, I'm blessed, I'm thankful, I'm grateful, whatever phrase you want to put to it, that you're happily married. And if you have an argument with your spouse, you don't go to bed angry. You fix it before you go to bed. So this person said that they had to imagine a scene. And it really frustrates me that people keep saying, I have to imagine a scene. Guess what? I don't have 80 hours a week to imagine a scene. I don't spend 56 hours a week sleeping, imagining, or listening to subliminals. So you have 24 hours in a day. You spend 8 hours of that day working. You spend 16 hours imagining, daydreaming, scripting, and listening to subliminals. When do you have time to live your life? That's why everybody's venting. That's why everybody's angry. That's why everybody's frustrated. My comment that was deleted was, this is simple. If you want to be happily married, say it. I am happily married. If you don't believe you're happily married, ask, why am I happily married? Because those two things are the secret to a great relationship. I had a miserable marriage. My friends used to tell me, I don't like the way he treats you. And I would look at the things that he did and I would be like, oh. And that gave me proof that I was miserably married. I never asked myself why I was happily married. Never. So when I got divorced, it was chaos. It was horrible. It was hell at the end of my relationship. I wanted out so bad. I glorified everything about being broke, struggling, nothing working out for me. And then I had a friend And he started out as a friend, and I dated him. And then we were friends, and I dated him. And we were friends, and I dated him. And this has been going on for 6 years. Neither one of us want to marry the other person. We have the perfect relationship. Do you want to know the secret? My words. I just said it. We have the perfect relationship. I ask him, why do we have the perfect relationship? And he will answer. We can talk about anything. We always get along. You never yell at me. We don't fight. He'll list off a bunch of reasons. In 6 years, I snapped once. And that's because his buddies were doing something stupid and I got upset. And I knocked on his door and he didn't answer. So I opened up the door and I snapped. I apologized for snapping because I realized he didn't know what his buddies were doing. He bought me dinner to apologize because he didn't know what his buddies were doing. And we discussed it like rational adults over dinner. But I keep saying we have the perfect relationship. I keep defining what that perfect relationship is to me. Number one, we're best friends. Number two, we can talk about anything. Number three, his buddies give me the number one spot. Why? Because they say I do things for him that they don't. Yeah, exactly. I get on a chair and I change the light bulb in the ceiling. His buddies don't, so therefore I get the number one spot. Now they could, they just choose not to. And I'm 5 foot tall. Most of them are almost 6. So getting on a chair and trying to change the light bulb is kind of hard because their head hits the ceiling. Understandable. But I keep talking about how great that relationship is to everybody because that's what women do. We talk to everybody who will listen. If it's good or bad, it doesn't matter. We literally talk to everybody. My daughter's boyfriend, Josh, says, my daughter and I spend all day talking. Now, we get up in the morning and we text. We go about our day and we text. And in the middle of the night, if she's up, she texts or Snapchats or Facebook messages. If I'm up in the middle of the night, I respond. And we have this 24-hour loop, and we're always talking because I'm always talking about how amazing my relationship was with my daughter and how we're always talking. Josh says we spend a lot of time talking about nothing, and he's right. We probably do in his eyes because to a guy, bracelets, bills, problems, wonderful things happening, bad things happening, it doesn't matter. We don't need to talk it to death. Science says that women speak 10 to 15,000 words a day. Men do 5. Josh said that is way off. They do 500, not 5,000. And women are closer to 50,000 because we talk and we can't shut up. We literally will fall asleep talking. So how do we go about our day and not vent? Well, it's a choice and it's a consequence. If we vent, we're recreating. So we have to sit there and say, I got a text message I didn't like. They sent me love. I don't care what the text message said. You took the time to text me. You sent me love. If chaos is going on and you are telling the chaos, you need to stop. The secret to manifesting is your mental diet. You cannot be daydreaming and having conversations with your specific person in your head all day long. That is not creating a relationship. Because if you literally were living with that person, would you be having conversations in your head all day long with them? No. You'd be texting them. You'd be calling them. We'd be annoying them because we have to say 50,000 freaking words. So in those 50,000 freaking words that we say all day long, what words do you want to use? Well, manifesting says we can't use negative words like wouldn't, couldn't, shouldn't, can't, not, nope, no, because those are just bad words. We also shouldn't say try or working or hoping or wishing or intending, because if we're doing that, then we're not really manifesting. Again, I say it doesn't matter what words you say, but you have to focus forward. It is the mental diet. Tony Robbins preaches it. Change your story. Ask better questions. Neville Goddard says, persist in an assumption until it hardens into fact. Most churches will tell you that you have to thank God. And we're all so scared to do that because in manifesting, we are God and we create our reality. But Neville even said, thank you, Father. Somebody posted they needed $200 and some odd thousand in the next couple of months. Prayers, advice. Well, here's the advice. Thank you, Father, for the $280,000. I remember when I asked for it on the 26th of January, and I was given it. You want healing? Thank you. I am healed. You want to make more money than you spend? You're not going to believe it at first. So why do I always make more than I spend? And then it becomes, I always make more than I spend. I always have money. You have to consciously choose whether or not you want to have the consequences of your words. And the words that you say, these words, the physical words, are the most important thing to manifesting. Because you are spending over 80 hours a week focusing on whatever it is that you want, your words are the reason you have it or don't have it. Literally, they are the reason you have it or you don't have it. Number one, you want something. So you are forcing it out there. You're walking around saying, why am I happily married? Why am I happily married? Why am I happily married? Well, then your boyfriend does something really amazing. That's why. Your family members say, you know, you two should get married. That's why. You always go to bed happy in your relationship. That's why. You want money. Same thing. Your bank account is positive. You have more money than you spent. You are walking around wanting to lose weight. You look in the mirror and you cannot deny the mirror. Yes, you can. It's simple. I remember when I was fat. Now I'm always the perfect weight for my body. Thank you, Father. You literally, in order to get rid of the negative, can't focus on the doubt. You can't focus on the venting. You can't focus on what is going wrong. You have to turn a blind eye. You have to focus forward. You have to change that story. Because if you don't change that story, life's not going to change. You can't walk around and say, you know, the world is against me, nothing ever goes right for me, and expect things to go right for you. Bad people get the things they want because they don't care. They literally don't care. They don't care who it hurts. They don't care if you are in a good spot or a bad spot. All they care about is they got it. And they will walk around until they are literally blue in the face saying they're going to do this. Watch me. I'm going to do this. They are the most evil people. And oh my God, here's a potty word. They're sociopaths or narcissists or just evil people. And we can't say that word, but those people always get what they want because they literally say, I always get what I want. You first after me. I'm always going first, but I'm saying you first after me. You're focusing on everything that manifesting teaches you except for one thing, the words that come out of your mouth. I have people messaging me. They will argue their point that nothing can change. And if it makes it about themselves, then other people get hurt. And if they make it about other people, then they get hurt. So no matter what, there is pain. Well, guess what? That's what you're creating. You're creating pain. You're creating agony. You're creating whatever it is that comes out of your mouth. So you can't vent. But if you need to, set a timer, 5 minutes, and then don't talk about it. Because if I were to spend all day talking to my daughter, Savannah would be like, okay, Mom, shut up. Katie, who I have a great relationship with, would be like, you're spoiled, but if you keep that up, I'm not bringing you a coolie. The idea is, I don't have to vent. I choose to vent. I don't have to tell the crap story. I choose to tell the crap story. When a guy has a problem, they go silent. They don't talk about it. They don't tell anybody about it. They deal with it in their head. Because they don't want to create that drama. And the guys that have a ton of drama around them, they're women who can't shut up. They are constantly talking about the bad. They're constantly putting it out there. Negative Nancy, positive Pamela. What is the difference? One chooses to be positive, one chooses to be negative. The consequences? Positive Pamela always gets what she wants. Because she's always talking about how wonderful life is and how she gets everything she desires. Negative Nancy, bad things constantly happen to her, and she has drama. I have a friend, and she's always posting on Facebook prayers for her daughter because her daughter was up in the middle of the night throwing up with a fever. This is a monthly thing, at least once a month. What is she creating? That her daughter's constantly up in the middle of the night. If she goes a year from now, she's going to see on her Facebook memory, my daughter was sick. My daughter was sick. My daughter's always sick. You're creating it. That's your choice and your consequence. So if you don't want to be sick, you don't want to be fat, you don't want to be broke, when you get out of bed, you have two choices. You get up and say, today is going to be an amazing day. Or you get up and say, my life sucks. I'm going to work to get away from my family drama. And then I'm coming home from work and the stress of my job to deal with my family drama. Or you can get up and say, you know what? I have a lot of drama in my life, but today it's going to be better. Every day it gets better and better. Every day something wonderful happens. That's how you break the cycle. You literally have to be your own cheerleader. You don't have to listen to subliminals 56 hours a week. You don't have to write on a piece of paper, because every person I coach tells me the things that happened, they couldn't have scripted. The things that brought them to their manifestation was nowhere near what they imagined. So now we imagined this thing and it was not coming to pass. So did you really get your manifestation? No, absolutely not. The car's sitting in the driveway, but it didn't come in the way you imagined, so you didn't get it. But it's sitting in your driveway. Again, somebody knocks on your door. You open the door. What's your first thought? I'm so happy to see you, or, oh God, how long are you going to stay? How can I get rid of them? It's a choice and a consequence. And the more you choose to focus on seeing the good, you literally have to turn around, guys, literally, and say, negative, I'm done with you. Bye-bye. And then come back and say, it's here. My wonderful life is here. Jim Carrey says it. You're focusing on something and you're focusing on the wrong thing. Turn around and say, it's here. It's here. It's here. It's here. It's here. Isn't it wonderful? I'm calling in an amazing life. Thank you, Father. Stop being scared to death to have a bad day. Stop revising everything that goes on in your life. If you don't like something, don't give it attention. Don't respond to somebody that sends you a nasty text. Delete it. Unless you need it for a criminal case in court, delete it. It doesn't need to be talked about. I don't talk about the problems that go on in my life, not because I don't want to glorify them or I don't want to sit here and be, well, I had an abusive marriage, an abusive childhood, my kids are up and down, this is going on at work, this is going on with my clients, my YouTube channel, blah, 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 blah. What I prefer to do is to speak into existence because that's truly what you're manifesting. 95% of the day, the story that you are telling to everybody is what is created in your life. If you're saying it out loud, you're hearing it, and you're looking around, and you see what you see, it is because you chose to speak it out loud. Would you tell a 3-year-old child, you're fat, you're stupid, you're lazy, you're dumb? No. But yet we tell ourselves that all the time. We make everything so complicated because of the internet today. 50 years ago, Neville Goddard was charging people to go to his seminars. And people say, no, he didn't. He gave it away for free. Guess what? Nothing in life is free. That cup of coffee costs something because somebody had to get the water, get the beans, and put it in a cup. And it had to be cooked in order for that coffee to be handed to you as a free cup of coffee. It still costs something somewhere. If I go to Walmart, I cannot walk out with free coffee unless I steal it. And I'm not going to steal it because that's just wrong. A free meal. Somebody bought the food and cooked it, so there's money and time involved in that. And time is, my time. It's money. I don't want to spend my life looking out the window and going, oh, I saw a yellow car. Oh, there's a butterfly. Oh, look at the pretty cardinal. I'm not making a list of 50 million things I want to see. If I make a list, it's about things that I want to create in my life. I want people to bring me flowers. So yeah, I'll write down on a list. People bring me flowers. People bring me chocolates. I get a free cup of coffee. And I get those things on my list. But I don't want to manifest free things, half-price things. I want to manifest a life. And the difference between manifesting a life and free shit is huge. Because manifesting a life means when I get up out of bed, I'm choosing to be happy. I'm choosing to look on the bright side of things. I'm choosing to say, you know what? This day is going to be wonderful. This day is going to be amazing. Something wonderful is going to happen today. You know what? Somebody held the door open for me. Somebody pulled out of a car's parking spot, and I got the first spot again. Those are wonderful things. But we discount those because it didn't give us the manifestation. I went to Starbucks and I had to pay for my coffee, but they messed it up, so I got a free cup of coffee and they fixed my coffee. Well, I still paid for the coffee. I got 2 cups, but one I don't really want to drink because it's messed up. That's not a free cup of coffee. That's a messed up cup of coffee. And I might give it to somebody else. Or worse, you order coffee and you get hot chocolate. Now, I wanted coffee, not hot chocolate. So now I get to keep the hot chocolate. Yeah, I got a free hot chocolate, but I wanted a coffee. Things happen by choice. No matter what you do, no matter what you say. If you are venting, you're creating. You literally have to be out loud. I have a wonderful life. Thank you. Why do I have a wonderful life? Under your breath. You have to walk around and say, everything's always working out for me. You can't be living in your head, having imaginary conversations, pouring imaginary cups of coffee for people, or actually making dinner for two or setting the table for two in order to have a great relationship. You just have to speak about the fact that you are blessed because you always have great relationships. You can't call your boyfriend, your husband, or the person you're manifesting back the love of your life and then say he's an asshole. So many people don't realize the whole secret to manifesting is your words. And in 10 words or less, you can change your life. Because if you ask the right questions, you're redirecting your focus. If you're venting, keep it less than 5 minutes. Set a timer, 5 minutes. Let it out. Scream, yell, rant. Put your face in a pillow and just scream. But if you're spending 6 hours on the couch crying, that's not venting. That's choosing to let the bad get to you, and the consequence, you're recreating it. What do you want to create? Because you have a choice. And whatever you choose, there's a consequence. If you want the consequences to be blessings, speak of blessings. Neville used the Bible to teach us how to have an amazing life. Everybody took one thing he said. Imagine a scene. Nowhere in any of my coachings in the last 6 years has anybody come to me and said, the scene happened exactly 100% the way it was scripted. Most of them tell me it happened completely. No way would I have imagined it happened this way. Or they tell me that some of the things that they imagined happened. But the people who have successful relationships, we don't spend our days imagining how successful that relationship is. I don't imagine my daughter's going to text me at 2 a.m. I don't imagine Katie's going to text me at 2 a.m. But I know 3 out of 7 days a week I'm going to get a 2 a.m. text. I also know I'm going to get a 4 a.m. text and maybe a 3 a.m. text because we talk around the clock. My words create that, not my imaginal act. Your mental diet is the whole key. The more you focus on always, always, always being the cheerleader and positive, you're going to get that result. But the more you focus on the negative, you're just recreating it. If you don't want to tell it to a 3-year-old, don't say it out loud. Don't think it. You have to clean it up. There's no secret. It's work. Because you have to consciously say, I'm going to focus on the good. What good is happening today? What amazing things are happening for me today? How is my life changing for the better? What thing can I post on Facebook about today that is good? Create your Facebook wall so every day you're posting a wonderful thing. People say they want to see news channels where it's all about miracles. It's a miracle I got the #1 parking spot on a Monday night at Walmart. Because Monday is one of the busiest days at Walmart. Friday, Saturday, Sunday morning, and Monday night are the busiest days at Walmart. On Wednesday now, I guarantee you I'll always get the first spot. But Friday night, Saturday, Sunday morning and Monday night. If you can get the best parking spot at Walmart right outside that door, that's a miracle. But you don't see it. Use your words wisely, focusing forward, and don't go under the line for more than 5 minutes. Because that's all you really need to get it out. Because if you're saying it for 2 weeks, you just recreated it. I'm going to go drink my coffee because obviously I haven't had any. And I'm not really on a rampage this morning. But it just frustrates me because I always looked for the good, even in a bad situation. I didn't always answer the questions properly. And finding out that all I have to do is ask why it's working out, and that is what changed my life. Everything in my life has changed because I simply ask, why is everything always working out for me? Why am I living my dream life? Why am I blessed? Why do I have amazing relationships? And then post it on your Facebook wall. Shout it to the world. Because Facebook has become negative Nancy. I tune that crap out. I scroll past it. Every once in a while, I answer. And then I get a comment deleted because I said, happily married people do not imagine being happily married. They are walking around saying, thank you, Father, or why. It's pretty stupid when you think that something this simple is that complicated. You guys have an absolutely wonderful day. I love you. Until next time.